If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Talladega County Probate Judge-elect Randy Jinks joins us this morning. Randy, congratulations,
Good morning,
sir.
man. How are you?
I'm good, man. It seemed like it just started here a long time ago, didn't it?
It actually started here, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Just a day or two after qualifying. So what better way to wrap up this project than to come in here this morning?
I know you got to be
Thank
excited
everybody.
and thankful and happy about it.
Well, I am just elated. It's just been a path that the good Lord laid out for me, and we just followed it, and it's been just an experience, and yeah, I'm glad it's over with.
You know, you started out, I don't know, back first of the year, right? Or was it?
Well, no, actually,
Can you remember?
qualified on February the 9th, but I really never even considered it till maybe 10 days prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in late, but it's just been an awesome experience.
I remember you calling me and asking me what I thought about.
I called and got your opinion before I ever.
But not just mine, but others. But it's been a while ago.
It has. But I'm just elated. It's been a wonderful experience. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced a calling from the good Lord before, but this was probably my first. I mean, when I ran for commissioner in '86, I ran because I wanted to, and we worked real hard, and we won. But this was totally different. This was not my idea. It's just something that I succumbed to, and a lot of prayer and a lot of consulting people that I trust their opinion on, and ultimately decided, well, good Lord wants us in this. Don't know why, and right now I can honestly say why He chose me. I don't know why.
And it wasn't easy either. This campaign was hard.
It was tough. We had we ran against some people that have been planning on running for this thing for some time. And they got a jump on us, but hard work has always paid off in my life. So I'll just continue to work hard. I'm elated. But the politics aside now, I have one constituency now, and that's all the citizens of Talladega County. And I'm going to do my dead level best to make sure that I don't disappoint anybody, and that the good Lord didn't make a mistake by choosing me.
Well, huge turnout yesterday too.
Good turnout, and that's encouraging to see people get out and exercise their right to vote. So many countries don't have that that opportunity, that right, and if you're proud of that right and proud that we have the freedoms and liberties, then in a few days, we have an opportunity to thank all of our veterans, and you ought to thank them every day.
Now, did I see this right? The first Republican probate judge, is that right?
Judge Atkinson, I had heard that back after the runoff, and made a phone call to the probate office, and one of the ladies there sent me an email and said that Judge Atkinson said, yes, this would be the first Republican. Mostly Democrats, a few Whig Party candidates, probate judges way back in the day, but it's a little historic, but that's just a footnote. The important thing is that I provide leadership, and that we have a mature, impartial, fair probate judge that'll be on the job, dedicated, giving a lot of effort, and that's what I plan to do.
You had boots on the ground 15 hours Monday prior to yesterday's election, so a lot of hard work right up to the voting day.
Well, we went to every polling place and put signs at every polling place, and I mean, this is a long county, and when you have to crisscross it to 22 different places, there's really no good way to work out a route. But it was a long day Monday, but good Lord give me plenty of energy. I have felt so good physically the last 2 or 3 weeks.
All right, you couldn't do this by yourself. You had a lot of people to walk with you on this.
My wife, the first time I mentioned this to Deb, she was on lunch break, and we were at Zaxby's in Talladega. And I said, I'm looking at the probate race. And she says, oh, Randy, please, 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 please don't do that. And she made a few threats, but she finally succumbed to the idea, and of course, Reagan and Brian, my daughter and my son-in-law, have been just wonderful. Reagan served as my treasurer. One of the first reports we had to make to the Secretary of State's office, she called me, she says, Daddy, I said, what? She says, I'm 6 cents off. I said, well, that's pretty dang good. And then in a few minutes she called back, she said, I found that 6 cents. And and to everybody that's helped put up signs or just talked for us, and to all the people that contributed. Jimmy, I would have never dreamed the amount of money that we've spent on this campaign. I mean, we've spent 5 times what I figured we would spend. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have the money. I borrowed some money. I've got loans to pay off, but people just kept coming forward. I had a veteran after the runoff. You know, you go through that lull between the runoff and the general election. I had a veteran that sent me a check for $100, and he said, "I know this isn't much," he said, "but maybe this will help tide things over until the general election kicks up, and maybe it'll get me a sign to go in my yard." And you know, I was so touched that a veteran would spend his hard-earned money donating to our campaign just to keep us going. And I went and visited him and took his sign to him. And anytime we had a need, the good Lord put the check in the mail, or a person walked up at the restaurant and handed us money, or somebody called just saying we're praying for you, and all of our needs have been met.
You know, with you were confident going into yesterday's vote, but last night there had to be a little bit of anxiety. You know, you're coming to the end of the trail, and when you begin to look at the numbers, what are you thinking?
Well, I was confident that we were going to win. I didn't think the good Lord would bring us this far and drop us off the edge of the cliff, but had that happened, I would have accepted it and went on. Most of the anxiety was good anxiety because this has been a long process since February. And there's a lot of mental stress that goes on with campaigns. If you've never run for public office, you don't understand it. And it's hard work, and your mind doesn't go to sleep at night. You just keep thinking about, you know, the next area you need to go see. And, you know, there are people right now that I wanted to go by and visit, and I didn't get a chance to do that, and I feel bad about that, and I regret it, but I hope maybe I can run into them now and invite them to a party that we're going to plan in January.
All right, Talladega County Probate Judge-elect Randy Jinks, our guest this morning. And Randy, some people may not know this, but you know, you worked a job while the campaign was going on too.
I wouldn't have been able to run had I not. And, you know, and I guess everybody knows I work for Governor Riley. I've worked for Governor Riley since '96, and now I draw state retirement, and I've been managing his cattle operation for 3 years. And when I first discussed this with Bob, I told him, I said, "Well, I'll have to keep working." He says, "No, you've got to give this full time. It's got to be a priority." I said, "Bob, I don't have the luxury of keeping my bills paid and not working." I said, "So if I can't work part time, then you just made my decision. I'll just forget about this." And he said, we'll adjust things, and you know, so he worked with me, and I've been off ever since the 1st of October. I went in and worked maybe 4 or 5 days. We had hay coming in for the winter, but he's been good to me for a long time, and Miss Patsy's good. They're good people, and I've been associated with them a long time, and it's been a real good association, and I'm proud of it.
So what about you're stepping in the shoes of a legend, Billy Atkinson, who couldn't run again due to his age, and but boy, that's quite a legacy to follow there.
Well, in addition to you, Billy Atkinson's one of the people I called before I ever jumped in this thing, and I knew Billy would be impartial. I've never seen a probate judge work any harder at being impartial, and he's done an excellent job. The Talladega County has been very fortunate to have had Billy as a public servant for the last 20 plus years. And I just asked him about the job. Was it a rewarding job? Was it a fun job? And I asked him specifically about his staff, and would they all be willing to stay? And we've had some conversations in the last few days, and he says, if everything works out, when you get certified, he said, I want to help you as much as possible. And I told him, I said, I'm counting on you to get me up to speed as fast as possible, Judge. And he said, I'm going to get you there. And Billy and I have been friends for a long time. And I think if you look at our backgrounds politically, we probably were more similar than probably anybody else that was in the race. And we're going to work together good. The staff's going to be great. And I look forward to the challenge. Our pastor said something in his sermon to the effect that the fear of failure can bring you the confidence you need to be successful. And I wrote that down as soon as he said it, because it sort of fit where I'm at right now. And then also Luke 12:48, for unto whomsoever much is given, of him much is required. And that fits where I'm at right now. So I got some good people going to be helping me. Got a good staff, got some good spiritual leadership, and I'm just looking forward to it.
So here we are in early November. What happens between now and the day you take office?
Well, right now I'm going to clean the county up with all my signs. There are going to be some hearings in December in probate court that I want to sit in on. I want to, try to hit the ground running. I'm going back to work. Christmas is coming. It's always expensive. And there's a guy at a TV station down here in Silicon. It's always wanting you to advertise. So I've got to come up with some money to keep these ads going, to keep him happy. Somebody told me the other day, Jimmy said he can smell money.
Well,
it takes it to keep.
That's what advertising is about.
I had my aunt's husband come in last night, and he gave me a $1 million bill. You ever seen one?
No.
And I looked at it and I said, I don't think I'll cash it. And I told him, I said, I had my $100 bill cards laying all over the tables just for decoration. I said, Thomas, I think, man, you're in the phony money business.
Kind of ironic you say that. My grandson had a wad of those hundreds that you used as your campaign, and he said, "Granddad, here, take one of these." But
there was a purpose for using those. One was it's a political card that people just for some reason hang on to it, and it's worked twice for me now.
He's 8 years old though, so
he knows the difference between the real thing.
Randy Jinks, Talladega County Probate Judge-elect, with his win last night. And, when you think about this entire campaign started months and months ago, and now it is complete. Can you take a deep breath and say, wow, it's finally done?
I haven't yet, but I certainly hope I get to that point. My family tells me that I'm hyper, and I don't know how to just be still. My mother used to tell me I was, just couldn't sit still. And I said, well, I get it honest because my mother was the same way. We were just work all the time. I told a lot of people during the campaign, I said, I don't hunt, I don't fish, I don't play golf. All I do is work. If I'm at work, working. If I'm home, I'm working. So there won't be much of a lull for me. If I get to lie down on the couch maybe a couple of nights a week and watch Blue Bloods that I've recorded during the week, because I never watched Blue Bloods till about a month ago, and I just fell in love with it, but I can't sit down and watch it. I have to record it and watch it when I have time. But I'm going to the Alabama game Saturday. I'll get to unwind a little bit Saturday. I haven't worn my crimson since February. I've just been playing this thing right down the middle. I want all my Auburn friends not to be offended about nothing. So we've been, as much as I despise the term political correctness, to a degree, you want to cover all the angles. Yeah. But
finally, this morning we've got about 2 minutes with Randy Jinks, probate judge-elect in Talladega County. You see any changes right off the bat in the probate judge's office?
No, I'm going to be very big on customer service. After I learn how the office actually functions, and I want to sit down with each employee and get to know them, know their families, know a little bit about them, what their specific job is. But I'm real high on customer service. We're there to serve the people. If someone comes to that probate office and they're in the wrong office, I don't want them just to be turned away. I want, when they leave, to have a card with a name and a contact to wherever they need to go for the problem they have. It's going to be a smooth transition. I want to just slide in and sort of maintain what Billy has done for us through the years. That was what my $100 bill card was all about, was maintaining this level of service. And then I have a few things in the back of my mind. Mental health, I think, is a big issue today that needs a lot of attention. That's going to be one of the most serious parts of the job. Doing committal hearings to me would be probably the part of the job that requires most thought and prayer. I think the most rewarding part of the job will be adoptions, to putting together families that otherwise may not happen. And I've been told by former judges that that would be the most rewarding part of the job. And then all that in between, we had a few snags yesterday with elections, with ballots not going through the machine because of moisture problems, driver's license not scanning properly. So we'll address them. And I have a few things about the election process. I want the opportunity to go to civic clubs or wherever and explain our election process and encourage people that maybe are retired.
30 seconds to thank the voters.
I want to thank everybody in Talladega County. This has been my home in my entire life. It's been a great experience. I appreciate everybody's kindness during the election. I can't say that anybody was ugly to me. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Continue praying for me with your support and prayers. And God's help, I'll make you a good probate judge.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Candidate now elect Randy Jinks, Talladega County probate judge, is our guest this morning here on Daybreak. That'll wrap it up for us here